But so now we've got our resin. We're going to go according to the website. We're using our MEK P catalyst. We're going to take this, we're going to put the plunger up, not at the bottom, but up more like towards the middle, and we're going to put it barely into the catalyst, and we're going to pull up, and then we're going to readjust down to our level. So that's about 1.33 cc's now. Now, do not get catalyst on your skin or anywhere near you. If you get it on you, it will give you a chemical burn. It will hurt. Also, our mixing stick needs to go on our resin before we catalyze it. Put it in there. Make sure it's coated, otherwise the catalyst will just get absorbed into the mixing stick. We're going to go ahead and catalyze our resin. Alright, I put the catalyst in the resin. I'm now going to take my syringe and suck up acetone and clean out my syringe. Just like we did on putting the catalyst in there. Again, do not touch it. Let it dry. Do not touch that with your bare skin. You don't want to get a chemical burn. We'll put our lid back on our dirty. Alright, now that we've got it in there, we're going to start mixing. And we're going to put our stick on the edge of the cup, and then we're going to spin the cup. This is scraping the side, getting all the resin on the side. We're also going to scrape along the bottom and stir. And you don't want to stir forever, but you want to stir it up so you believe it's mixed very well. Once you believe it's mixed very well, we're going to have about 15 minutes of working time. I might have less because it might be getting over 110 on my mold surface. So, get my layers of fiberglass, laminating roller, brush, and now my resin. Come down here, and now we're going to do about a section about that big. So I'm going to lay up resin straight onto it. My mold has dried, being that the temperature is ultra hot. The PVA is completely dry. Alright, I laid up the resin. I'm going to take my 2 ounce. I'm doing my 2 ounce first. Remember, I said you should probably do 3 layers of 2 ounce. I'm just using what I have at home, which is a ounce and I have 1 2 ounce and the other 1.5 ounces. This is fiberglass matte, and I'm going to wet it out past the metal, so that way when I can trim that, and it'll have resin and be a great part all the way out to the edge. I would like to note that I am kneeling on the cement and it is hot as hell. It is probably going to burn my knees. Alright, you're just going to push with the brush, get the resin soaked in, and you're going to make sure to wet out your fiberglass, and you'll be able to tell when it's wet out because it will clear. It will turn from white to a clear. There we go. We're now going to use our laminating roller, which you do not need to lift up. And remember, the fiberglass is in all directions, so you want to make sure you roll in every direction, not just one. But there, very nice. Got all the air bubbles and everything out. I'm just going to leave it right there. Start my next layer. Alright. Oh, my resin gelled. See, I told you it was really hot. Once it gels, you can't use it. So we're just going to do the 2 layers, and we'll have to do the 3rd layer later. But yes, that jelly, it being jelly now, it's not usable. But the stuff on the part has not gelled yet, so if I hurry, roll like a maniac, and use my shadow to cool it down just a little bit so I can do this demonstration without messing it up the first time. It's always nice to get things right the first time, not have to go back over them. Alrighty. Make sure you get all the air bubbles. Oh, acetone with our brush before it cures. Alright. So that's a good demonstration about if it's really hot outside, you might get a lot less working time than you think. And I catalyzed that for the 100 to 110. So I'm guessing it must be a little over 110 because that went off in a couple minutes. Alright, there you go. I got as many of the air bubbles out as I possibly can, making a flat, pretty see-through surface. And once this sets up, it's going to take about an hour to 2 hours. You could lay up that third layer just like we laid up those. Just going to wet out the surface, put your fiberglass mat on, wet out the top of the fiberglass mat, roll it over with the roller, get all the air bubbles out, and your part will be done. Alright, I'll try to do a follow-up of me pulling the part off the mold, and that's